If you've been active in the Minecraft community in the last 5 years, chances are you know who this guy is, and if you don't, well, this is Luke the Notable, and he's responsible for starting the 100 days hardcore trend in Minecraft. And if you don't know what that is, well, you must be living under a rock, because that has been one of the most popular Minecraft trends of the last half-decade, I guess. This is Luke the Notable's hardcore Minecraft world. I'm sure you're familiar with it, and even if you're not, then I'm sure you've at least seen the iconic centerpiece, the Emerald Tower, at least once before. Today I aim to transform that. This beacon of capitalism is a monument, very impressive, but a little bit, for lack of a better word, ugly. It's all made of one block and doesn't have too much depth to it. Today I want to give this an overhaul. I'm sorry environmentalists, but this tree needs to go. I don't care if it's historic, it's ruining the skyline of what will be the best transformation of 2025. Something about that statue is unsettling me. I don't like the way it's looking at me. 1 second. I keep hearing zombies inside this statue and they're not despawning when I set it to peaceful. I wonder if I should just do /kill. That should get rid of it. Uh-oh. It's fine. Nothing a little bit of cheating can't solve. I wasn't worried for a second. Oh yes, he's beautiful! This is much better than the crummy old statue that was here before. No offense, Luke, but my skin is better. Alright, narcissistic ego trip out of the way, let's actually do what we came here for, and that is to transform the Emerald Tower. Every act of creation is first an act of destruction. Pablo Picasso. I'm sorry, Emerald Tower, but before I can rebuild you, I must rip you down at the roots. Alright, well that wasn't the cleanest demolition in history, but it's alright, I can knock out the last few of these blocks with my hands. Oh man, I've made quite a mess down here. I forgot that /fill doesn't delete things like carpets and mobs. What is this? Oh look, I found your mother! She's crawling about on the floor. That was a your mum joke. Get it? Because the slimes are called your mother. Oh my god, I've just left hooked your mother. If that's relatable, please seek help. Alright, now that the domestic violence is out of my system, let's get to building. Said every construction worker ever. One of my main complaints about the original was that it lacked depth, so what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to give the tower more of a trim with support beams, masonry, and maybe we'll add some quartz in there as kind of a window decoration. And there we go, that's the design for the rooms on the tower. Of course, we could just repeat this all the way up to sky limit and that would be an upgraded tower, but that would be a little bit boring and not exactly what I'm going for. Much like the original Emerald Tower, I want every room to be a little bit different. Maybe it'll have the same design outside, but we're going to have some special rooms, maybe like the 10th floor, the 15th floor, the 20th floor. We'll make those a little bit more unique so we can have just that feeling of non-repetition, I guess. Hey, look at that, a nice little trim around the building. I think that's nice, that's going to break up the rooms much better than just having them stacked directly on top of each other. Oh yes, look at that, it's just so detailed, it's got so much depth. I'm not too sure what I want to do the windows with yet, I'm going to leave that till last I think. I'm thinking between either white stained glass or lime stained glass. You know, the white would complement the quartz, the lime would complement the emeralds, but haven't quite decided yet. I'm scared of this looking too repetitive, so I'm adding a wraparound balcony on this floor. I don't know why you want a wraparound balcony so close to the ground, the view isn't exactly spectacular yet, but you know, I mean, someone might get use out of it. I don't know why I'm adding realistic supports. I mean, after all, this is a tower made mainly of emeralds that stretches all the way to sky limit. There's nothing realistic about this, but you know, it makes me feel better, so just roll with it. Here's a building tip. If you want to make your fences look a little bit more regal, instead of just doing plain old fences, do a mix between walls and fence gates. Well, it definitely looks a bit top heavy now, but I think that problem will solve itself if we just continue building upward. Don't read too much into the structural integrity of this building. Until Minecraft gets an OSHA update, I'm in the green. Well, the balcony's finished, but there's no way to access it, no doors, no nothing, so unless you like jumping through windows, this balcony is inaccessible. Yeah, that works. Occam's razor. The simplest solution is often the correct one. I don't use world edit when building, so I want everybody to know, despite how easy it would be to copy and paste this room on top of itself a million times, I'm not doing that. Every single block you see is placed by hand, and I want that to be known. Only 4 floors and I'm already developing carpal tunnel. This is not going to be good for my mental or physical health by the time I'm finished. Hang on a minute, something here is out of place. Massively out of place. Ah, that is much better. Much better. Alright, I'm bored of building the same room over and over again. Let's build something different. I'm gonna make a big tall room, one that's about double the height, and it's gonna have some unique windows on it. Yeah, something like that. Big churchy style windows. You know, I think this is one of these windows where it needs a little bit extra detail, so I think I'm going to add a funnel down the middle, something to break up the size of the window. Cause if that ain't the best window I've ever seen in my life, and if you disagree, then lower your standards. Lovely, that is that floor done. That really helps break up the pattern of the previous floors, makes the tower feel a little bit more unique. So I'm coming up onto this cloud to take a look at my handiwork, and as impressive as this is, I'm realising I'm probably only about 1/5 of the way done. Not that I mind, I'm actually having a lot of fun constructing this thing. Alright, call me a genius, call me a madman, but I'm adding a circular room onto the square tower. This is going to be floor 10, and I don't want this to be another generic floor, so I'm going to add something truly unique. A massive ballroom. I mean ballroom as in like a dance room, not a ballroom as in like a... I mean, if you ignore the fact that it kinda looks like a bird cage, then yeah, this is a nice addition to the tower. Also, this makes the tower look really top heavy. This looks more like a penthouse than a ballroom, but you know what? I'm gonna trust the process. I'm just gonna keep going with it and hope that it looks good when it's done. Oh god, I thought the roof would make it look less like a bird cage. All I've done is make it look more like one. Yes, bird cages typically don't have windows, that's bound to solve my problem. I couldn't choose between green and white glass for the windows, so I'm just doing a mix of both. And with that, that is the ballroom officially finished. Man, what is it with me and making towers that are vaguely shaped like male genitalia? I've even positioned it, accidentally, mind you, between 2 mushrooms. You know what this beacon of capitalism needs? This beacon of capitalism needs natural life. Bet you never heard those 2 things in the same sentence before. So I'm gonna build a garden halfway up this tower. Oh my, this is a lovely little place. I just feel bad for the gardener who needs to climb 15 stories every day to water these. Oh yes, look at it now, perfectly adorned with a beautiful wooden trim. I'm not adding any guardrails though. As a wise man once said, don't smell the flowers, they're an evil drug and they make you lose your mind. If you get that reference, I love you. I don't know how I'm going to make the next floor look good though. I can't seem to find a way to blend those arches into the next story of the tower. You know what? Actually, that'll do. All it needed was a little bit more detailing. Okay, I owe you all a little bit of an apology because I got a little bit distracted and did a little bit of work on my own. Not too much, it's nothing you haven't seen before. I added another wraparound balcony and a few more basic rooms, but yeah, the tower's looking a bit taller than the last time you saw it, so I apologise for that. Next up, I want a little viewing platform / open area. It's just occurred to me that this is supposed to be a survival friendly base after all, so I want it to be elytra accessible. That's what this floor is going to be, a little bit of an airport, if you will. If you want to fly into the tower and get to the higher floors a little bit more quickly, then you can fly in through this room. Of course, if this room is designed for elytra access, you're going to need a little bit of space to land, so I'm making this room taller than the other ones. As much as this hurts my ego, I have to admit this looks absolutely awful. Ah yes, some support beams, that always does the trick. Hey, would you look at that? I think I've made this open area look somewhat natural. By the way, I feel like I should mention I have no idea what floor we're on or how many floors there's going to be in total. I lost count around the ballroom. Forgive the sudden jump, but I'm going to start working on the top of the tower. There's not too much space left before height limit, and I want to make the top a grandiose spectacle, so I'm going to need a little bit of time to work out how big this last floor is going to be. I think the roof being grey is quite a clever touch. I could have easily made this out of quartz, but I think that would distract from the important thing, and that is the tower itself. I don't want your eyes to just be drawn to one point of this build, I want your eyes to hone in on the entire thing all at once. I'm gonna do something a little bit stupid, and I'm gonna make this roof absolutely extravagant. This is gonna be totally over the top and pointless, but hey look, if this turns out, you cannot criticize me because this will look amazing. I don't even know what this style of roof is called. 4 points? That's the only name I can think of? 4 points? Hey man, I don't know what you want from me. I don't name roofs for a living, but the roof has 4 points, therefore it will be called 4 points. Alright, now that our 4-point roof is in place, we can figure out how this is going to connect to the rest of the tower, which is much easier said than done because I am struggling. Add support beams. That is some life advice right there. It has never failed me. Support beams make everything better. Even your failing marriage. Trust me, bring your ex-wife some support beams and she might let you see your kids on the weekend. Damn, that got dark really quickly. I'm sorry if anybody watching this is going through a failing marriage, but you know, maybe you could spend your time more efficiently than watching Minecraft videos. Hey, would you look at that? I told you support beams make everything better. This looks really top heavy until I added the support beams, but lo and behold, they fixed it. Thank you, support beams. If you had 3 choices between subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and commenting thank you support beams, and you could only choose 2, I'd want you to comment thank you support beams twice. Alright, that support beam bit was really quite dumb. I want to apologise for making you listen to that. Also, if I'm not mistaken, with those support beams that officially concludes the exterior of the tower. This thing is gargantuan, but weirdly enough it actually looks smaller than the original version. I don't know if it's because it's a little bit thicker, but it just looks less, I don't know, tall. Okay, I am not gonna make you guys watch me detail every single room painstakingly slowly, so instead what I'm gonna do is just cut ahead and then I'll give you a tour of the inside once I'm finished. Hello again, you sacrilegious little fire ants, we're back and we're ready for a tour! Floor 1 is the entrance. Floor 2 is the storage room. Floor 3 is the wraparound balcony. Floor 4 is the blacksmithing area. Floor 5 is the drug den. Floor 5 is the potion room. Floor 6 is the study. Floor 7 is this really tall room with the windows that has no official purpose. Floor 8 is the kitchen. Floor 9 is the red bedroom. Floor 10 is the magnificent, glorious birdcage ballroom. Floor 11 is the filing room. This is where all the video scripts are kept. Room 12 is the bounce room. I think this room is better demonstrated than shown. And floor 13 is the redstone room. Floor 14 is the music room, complete with discs to play your favourite song. Floor 15 is the luscious, beautiful, sky-high garden. Floor 16 is the treasury. Floor 17 is the greenhouse. It only has one plant. Floor 18 is the dimension demonstration room. Floor 19 is of course the fun room, mandatory in any house. Floor 20 is yet another wraparound balcony. Floor 21 is the armory. Floor 22 is an art project meant to remind you that 9/11 was an inside job. Floor 22 is an art project reminding you of the dangers of temptation. Floor 23 is the master bedroom where the owner of the tower will sleep. Floor 24 is the open area. Be very careful on this floor. One wrong step and a gust of wind could send you spiraling to your death. Floor 25 is the take a break room you've been climbing for a while. Floor 26 is another one of these rooms with really tall windows and no purpose. Floor 27 is the last indoor floor and serves as a viewing platform / Elytra airport. Floor 28 is the top of the tower, and you better be careful if you're coming out onto this floor because the oxygen is very thin and the wind is very strong. One wrong step and you are toast. Well, thank you very much for watching. That was my video transforming Luke the Notable's iconic Emerald Tower. If you think I did a good job, please feel free to leave a like and a comment. If you think I did a terrible job, then don't say anything because it will hurt my pride. Here are a few before and after shots of the tower that he built and then the tower that I built. Of course, no disrespect towards the original build, my version wouldn't be possible without it. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you each and every one of you for sticking with me on this obscure journey. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you, love you all, bye bye. Subscribe.